when the darkness comes.
How's it going, everyone? It's CodyBPyrotechnics and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another firework display. Unfortunately, Garrison couldn't make it out today, so it's just me setting this up, but the guy behind the camera is a drone pilot and he's going to be filming this entire fireworks show from the air. And there's 3 stations. So we have one station over there. We have one station in the middle here where I'm standing. And additionally, we have a 3rd station over there on the right that's going up with this display. Now there's gonna be things going off in the middle and on either side at the same time throughout this firework display. Obviously, we are on a hill right now, and down here is one of the parks in town. And check it out, we've got a bunch of people parked over there. There's a bunch of people underneath that pavilion over there, and we've got this awesome lake right here. So we're gonna be shooting it on the highest point in town, which is actually this hill that we're standing on right now. Now, the majority of people in the town are gonna be positioned over there by those tall buildings. And so we kind of had to do this show in a way where anything that is an angled effect and anything that is on the left and right station had to be positioned towards the main viewing area. Like, there's probably gonna be a couple hundred people watching here, but there's gonna be more than 1,000 watching way over there. So as you can see with this Bring It Home cake, it's got an angle, and we wanted to make sure that we position this cake so that the people directly over there can see that angle on all 3 stations. Now I gotta go grab the script because we're gonna get you guys a walkthrough on what we're doing here tonight. So as you can see, I have the script out here now, and we're gonna give you a walkthrough on exactly what we're doing here tonight. So we'll be using the 72M here in the middle, along with 2 18M modules on the left and right stations on this show. So while I'm walking through this, you'll see channel 1 here is the left station, and channel 4 is the right station. And then in the middle here, we've got channel 2 and 3, and we also have 5, which is gonna be on the middle as well. So as you can see here with the opener, we have a ton of stuff firing at the same event time over here on the left. And so we actually are using something on the left, middle, and right module for this. And so we're gonna show you the opener right away. So for the opener, over here in the middle, which is the 72M, everything's already hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and open with 2 of these noisy flashies. Now we have one here and one hiding out over here behind this rack. And then following along with the opener on the script, we also have another noisy flashy right here, along with a salute rocket. Now this is actually the first time we've ever incorporated something like this into a professional display. And the whole point of doing this is actually, if we pan out to the town, you can see people are about a half a mile away. And that becomes an issue when we open with 200-gram cakes. I'm kind of afraid that they're not gonna be able to see and hear them. So we wanna open with something powerful and loud so that it gets their attention. So really, we're just putting up these 2 salute rockets, one over here on the right and one over there on the left, to kind of get their attention before the show starts. And as you can see, another salute rocket over here on this far station. And with the opener, we have another one of these noisy flashies going up as well. And there's just one more thing I want to say about this. This station over here on the left and that station over there are exactly the same. So there is no variation in the product from this setup versus over there. So we're gonna see that pattern throughout the show when we have a lot of this stuff over here on the left that is also in the middle and on the right. So we're not actually gonna be revisiting this station again. We're gonna stick with the middle and the right. So anything you see on that right station over there, I've got left and right mixed up, I think, but it doesn't matter. Anything you see over there hooked up to the 18M is also hooked up over here too. So to recap, the opener consists of 4 noisy flashies, 2 in the middle and 2 on the far stations, and 2 salute rockets on each of the far stations. That's gonna be our opener. I think that's gonna be great for getting everyone's attention that's way down there in the town, because they might not necessarily hear those 200-gram cakes. So I wanna make sure I get those salute rockets up there so they hear those and know exactly where to look. But moving on with our show, immediately after the opener, we're gonna hit this cake right here, which is called Victory Ring by Stargate brand Fireworks. This is a massive cake. It has some enormous brakes, and that's the reason why I'm featuring it right after the opener. I think this is definitely going to get the people's attention. And I'm just now noticing right here, face this side towards the spectators. So we've got to move it something like that. And it's not really level ground here, but we're working with what we have. Immediately after Victory Ring, we come into Swords of Fire by Brothers Pyrotechnics. Another banging cake. It's just like this one. The brakes are super hard on these two. That's why I want to go from small 200 gram cakes in the opener right into these big nasty shells in Swords of Fire and Victory Ring. And then after this one goes, followed by Swords of Fire, we go into another 3-station effect. And we are going to start with Star Spangled Banner, which is a cake by the Great American Fireworks Company. You can find their product in Florida at Superior Fireworks. Now I just have to find it right here. It's Star Spangled Banner, so I believe it's this blue one right here. So it's going to be this 200 gram cake, followed by 2 other ones on the far stations at the same time. So after our 3-station effect with Star Spangled Banner, we're going to move right over here to Bad Boy, which is a 2-inch 12-shot cake by Legend Fireworks. It's actually one of my favorites, along with Captain America. So this one's going to be firing immediately after this one is over. And I might have some of my durations off, but we're going to find out if there's any delays during this show. Anyway, after Captain America, which is another 2-inch 12-shot, also by Legend Fireworks, I think. Yes, we go into another 3-stage effect, and so I'll show you what we're doing there. After Captain America, we come into Battle Hymn of the Republic, and we've got 3 of them. This is another 200 gram cake by Great American Fireworks Company. There's one here hooked up in the middle to the 72M, and there's 2 hooked up to either 18M modules on the other stations over there. After the 3 Battle Hymn of the Republics, we have 1 Great American going up here. This is by Sky Pioneer. That is a 9 on a board, 3-inch shells. And I actually have that one timed out at 27 seconds is how long that one is supposed to last. Immediately after Great American, we jump over here to Jellyfish Monster by Boomwall Fireworks, another great NOAB. I try to use it in every show that I can, but these days NOABs are getting really expensive, so I don't know how much longer I'll be able to justify using these in shows. Right after Jellyfish Monster, we move into Bombs Away. This is a NOAB I have not personally seen, and this one is by Stargate, so really excited to see how that performs. And then after that one, we've got Packing Heat by Raccoon. Definitely a classic. We try to use it in every show that we do, but again, with these things getting more expensive by the day, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to keep buying cases of NOABs. And then to finish off our rows of large 3-inch shells, we're going to be hitting a Patriotic Dominance by Dominator Fireworks. And the reason I'm using this in the show, because they're 2-inch shells, actually they might be 3s. No, that's a 2-inch shell. So the reason I'm using this is because it has a whistling tail, which is something you don't normally find in these big NOABs. So I wanted to make sure we have at least some whistle in this display. So I'm actually using one here, and then later on in the display we have another one going up too. Just so you guys can kind of follow along with the script. This is what it looks like with our event times and everything, and our channels and cues right here. We're at Stars and Stripes, which is another 3-stage effect. And so I'll show you one of the cakes over here. I believe Stars and Stripes Are Forever is right here. This is another 200 gram by the Great American Fireworks Company. And with that 3-stage effect, that means we have one here, one way over there, and one way behind the camera over here. So funny story, this next part in the display, we actually had something off by about 10 seconds. So we had to come up with something to fill the gap. And that's why you're not seeing anything in the middle over here, but on either end, on those stations over there, we do actually have something hooked up, so I want to go explain that real quick. So it's actually more like a 7-second delay, and we weren't sure what to do because if you change the duration on one thing in the show creator, you have to change the duration and time on everything following that. So to avoid the problem altogether, we actually just found our error with our duration and added something in, and it's actually going to be this 200 gram cake right here, 25 shot salutes, but we've got it matched on this side and this side, so we can ensure that 7 seconds where the entire cake is going to go up all at once. We've got one over here and one way over there too. So after our little gap filler, we come back to the large shells. So we're going to be hitting another Great American again, and I believe I've got one right here. So the other one's probably here. I really don't know, but I matched these all up to the right cue. So we have another Great American, followed by Jellyfish Monster, so it would probably be this one. And then we have Bombs Away, so it looks like it's going to be this one here. And after Bombs Away, we've got another Packing Heat, which is going to be right there. That one's by Raccoon. And then after packing heat, we come back to a Patriotic Dominance, which I've actually put right here up front. So we had a few more of those noisy flashy cakes by Top Gun Fireworks in the stash, and I figured I'd throw up a Roswell incident by the Great American, followed by 2 noisy flashies on either side. Now we had to time this out in a way because the 200 gram is not timed the same as the Roswell incident. So we had to time this in a way where all 3 finish at the same time so we don't have those 2 noisy flashies continuing after the Roswell incident is over with. And hopefully that timing works out. We've got those things down to about 15 seconds. So this will be another 3-station effect where we have Roswell incident here and 2 noisy flashies on both the 18Ms. So this next segment in the show is definitely one of my favorites because we have these massive titanium willows. Both of these are going to be hitting at the same time. This is the Nishiki Crown Kamuro by Dominator Fireworks. If you guys didn't know, I actually have my own firework package like this with Dominator, and that one is called Positive Pyro. The reason we're not using that in this show is because we sold out of them in 2021. Otherwise, I would have got those in place of these. But this is a great alternative. It just doesn't have that CodyB flavor to it. Now with those 2 Nishiki Crown Kamuros, we actually have other Willow devices on either of these 2 stations. So we're going to be hitting another one over here, also by Dominator Fireworks, called Nishiki Kamuro Super Finale, and these brakes are going to be much larger than the ones we have in the middle. So again, those 2 in the middle hit at the exact same time. Then we have one of these over on this station and one of them over there on that far station as well. All 4 are going to hit at the same time. It's going to be epic. This is what we call our Willow segment in our show. The next segment in the show is Bring It Home by SFX Firework. Again, it's the same brand as Superior Fireworks. And we have 3 of these bad boys. And I think this is going to be really cool because these have crackling mines and crackling brakes. We've got one here, one over there, and one over there behind me. And they're all 3 going to go at the same time. You can see with this angle here, it is directly in line where everybody's going to be watching. We wanted to make sure we did that, especially on anything that is angled. This next segment is going to be a bit tough to explain, so bear with me, but you see this mortar rack right here, it's got shells in it, no fuses on the top because of our method where we actually go right into the bottom with the E-match and we dump the lift charge in the tube and just drop the shell in and we hot glued them like that. We're trying something new here. This is very experimental, so I'll be really interested to see if we get perfect timing because from shell to shell, we have a 3-second duration delay in between that. And then when we get down here, I'll explain what we've got going on. But just to show you what that looks like on the script, we've got ring shells. So these are actually the Make It Pop by Brothers Pyrotechnics. You can see Q6, 7, 8, and 9 all have ring shells. If we flip the page, that continues down the line. Each one of these ring shells has their own MJG wire attached to it, if that makes any sense. So the last Q on channel 3 is 18, and that's actually when we come over here. On Q18, we have an 8-shell finale, which I'll explain real quick. So we've got the MJG wire again, just like we did over here, but this time, when it goes into this first tube right here, we have it connecting down to all the other tubes with quick fuse. So all 8 of these shells should fire relatively at the same time. We are trying this out to see if we can replicate this in future shows. Like if we have effect-based shells, this is going to be really good to know if we got that 3 seconds down, because it's going to be a 3-second delay before the next E-match hits. So this one will hit, and then 1, 2, 3, this one will hit. And I'm interested to see what kind of pace we'll get on our canister shells doing it that way. Hey guys, this is Future Cody here. I'm actually editing the video right now, and I'm wondering if any of you noticed that I skipped over that rack right there. This actually happens to be one of 3 mortar racks in this display. This is another 3-station effect, so you can see the other one right here. And the third one is over here on the other far station. These 3 canister shell racks fire simultaneously immediately after our experimental ring shell rack with the 8-shell finale. You'll notice all 3 of those mortar racks take up 6 Qs on our script, and I'm going to explain why. You'll have to ignore all the MJG wires sticking out of this rack, but it's the only photo I could find. So in each one of our 20-shot canister shell racks, we treat them as if they were 10-shot racks. So we actually go row by row with 1 igniter per row of 10. That means there's an igniter here and here. We have each one of these 20-shot mortar racks timed out at 25 seconds. These fire right before the finale, and now back to the video. So the moment you've all been waiting for, the finale. What are we gonna do to end off this epic firework display? Well, I can tell you we have two 200-gram cakes here on the middle section. 25-shot Thunder King is gonna go up at the same time as the station on the far right. I think it's your left, but my right. And then over there, we've got another 25-shotter, so that'll be 100 shots of salutes going up at the same time. We kind of timed this out with another cake that we have. It is a 21-shot salute, and that one is gonna start as the 100 shots from our 200-gram cakes finishes. So that's already 121 shots worth of salutes, but it doesn't end there. Immediately after that is over with, we are hitting another 200 salutes. We have a 100-shot cake over there and another 100-shot cake over there set up in an angle. So on that station and that station, it's gonna go back and forth. 100-shot salutes over there, 100 shots over there, 200 collectively. It's gonna be epic. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our firework display for tonight. We've got it timed out at exactly 11 minutes and 32 seconds. I have this fear that some of these NOABs are timed a bit wrong, and so there might be some delay between the large shell cakes, because from one NOAB to the other, we're talking about 27 seconds on some of them and 45 on the other one. So I'm really hoping that we got the durations right. We watched every video on YouTube that exists of these fireworks and tried to find like an average in between time for each one. So hopefully this show goes flawlessly and all of our durations are correct. But either way, that is the setup. And as you can see, the sun is going down behind the camera and we are almost ready to shoot. I'll get back to you at shoot time. All right, guys, we are 1 minute from showtime here. Just check continuity and we're all green. Here we go. Well, that was eventful, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this firework display. You probably saw that Bad Boy did not go off, and there was also one ring shell, the ones by Brothers Pyrotechnics, the Make It Pop shells. Only one of those didn't go off, and again, Bad Boy did not go off. So there was a bit of a delay in the show, but from your perspective, you probably didn't see it because I'll just cut that out and go straight into the next item. But either way, we had a lot of fun doing the show. We actually started quite a few fires tonight, but we had the entire fire department up here on this hill, so we weren't worried about that at all. And they were able to get those fires out, and we were able to continue the show. So again, I just pushed the one button on the remote, and there was no stopping it after that. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.